90.3 Voice of the People FM Evening Rush. My name is Precious Inye. Thank you so much for joining us. I do hope that you did have an amazing weekend. More like a relaxed weekend. Relaxing? Did you rest? Did you find time to take a good sleep? If you didn't, then that makes us. But if you did, that didn't make us. That doesn't make us. So, welcome to the show. And of course, you know that this is where we get to bring you our topical conversations making the round across Nigeria, just like you have been talking about. And of course, this show is being produced and co-presented by
yours truly. Good evening, Lagos. Welcome to VOP 90.3 FM. Here at Evening Rush, we give you sizzling, hot, and trending topics every day from Monday to Friday. We bring it hot, always hot to you.
So you serve it like it's hot. All right, Lagos. So let's take a look at a few stories that we'll be looking at this evening. And of course, in the wake of dual citizenship saga, surrounding the controversy surrounding the former Lagos State governor seems to be increasing, especially since he was announced the winner of February 25th, 2023 elections. And there's been quite a lot of controversies surrounding some stuff, right? Because there was also an interview yesterday by former governor of Lagos State, Babajide Fashola. Did I say Babajide Fashola? Raji Fashola, forgive me, right? Okay, so and a few questions were thrown concerning some of these controversies, some of which he didn't give practical answers to. However, the presidential candidate of the African Action Congress, AAC, Omoyele Sowore, has said that the Labour Party LP presidential candidate, Peter Obi's refusal to comment on the controversy over the president-elect, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, of the ruling All Progressives Congress is suspicious. Controversy surrounding the former Lagos State governor seems to be increasing, especially since he was announced the winner of the February 25, 2023 election, as I mentioned earlier. The presidential election by the Independent National Electoral Commission, as many Nigerians and the international community have faulted the outcome of the elections. While Peter Obi of the Labour Party and the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party are challenging Tinubu's victory in court. Another controversy hits the president-elect after it was revealed that he had dual citizenship from Guinea-Conakry, whereas he submitted to the INEC that he did not have dual citizenship. You know that form, I think EC9 form that they feel where you say, I swear that I do not have Yeah, I don't hold.
I do not swear any allegiance to any country. I have never had a dual citizenship and all of that and that and that.
Absolutely. So so that particular one is saying, well, apparently there is more to that because it looks like that swearing did not go well. All right. So looking at that story further, the revelation of President-elect Tinubu's Guinea citizenship has since sparked a new phase of controversy and ignited more negative criticisms against the president-elect. However, amid all of these controversies across Nigeria and beyond the shores of the country, whose opposition camps insisting that Tinubu should not be sworn in on May 29th and all of that, they said Peter Obi refused to make official comment. Isn't that a problem to make official comment? However, Sowore on Monday said that Obi's silence over the issue was suspicious, questioning if the former Anambra State governor had a skeleton in his cupboard. Do you also have a coin in your pocket?
He said that.
Okay. So now he tweeted and said, why didn't Peter Obi speak up about Tinubu's official bat dual citizenship scam from Guinea? Does Peter Obi have corn in his pockets, in his back pockets too? What is going on? This is what Sowore said.
Okay. That's a jibe, right?
So also speaking on Tinubu's state of health and absence and silence in the country since he junketed, according to him, his words, of the country to Paris, France, shortly after he was announced winner of the election. Sowore questioned why ruling APC was hiding him from Nigerians a few weeks to his inauguration. Shawari asked, where is Tinubu? What is his health status? Why are they hiding him a few weeks to his inauguration? That's the bone of contention.
But he said that the president-elect is resting in Europe, having a good time resting
so
ahead of his, inauguration.
Yes, so APC,
so he needs a lot of rest and pamper, to start over his new job.
So APC responded and said, the president-elect is fine, he's in good condition, but he's just resting because, from the beginning, remember that he stated that he would start, he would ensure that he kickstarts running. He starts off immediately running. So he needs to relax.
He needs to rest.
Being a president of a country is not a day's
job. Of work.
And you may need to be working night and day. So you need all of the rest that you can take now to gather the energy that you need to, do the do, right? Isn't it?
So come to think of it, what's this new, will I say his farms in or interest with Stowre and Peter Obi? Why does Obi have to make a statement? It's not like he's a APC spokesperson or APC's presidential spokesperson. He's a presidential candidate on his own, right? Is he supposed to make a statement?
So that part actually surprises me too. But I refuse to talk because the last time I asked him a question, that question made a lot of round. The last time I interviewed him, I asked a question and he went, "Oh, you must be obedient for you to ask me if I'm jealous of Peter Obi." Okay. So I probably would not say anything. Let me keep quiet. But Lagos, that's a conversation. We'd like you to jump in on it and let's get to take your thoughts and reactions. However, whilst the show is going on today, we'll be having an expert join us in the house and we'll be looking at the rate of death, the level of death that has been recorded in both Benue and Southern Kaduna within the past 4 months. It's been so overwhelming. So there's been a recent report that the recent Southern Kaduna, in fact, Sunday's Southern Kaduna attack, the fresh attack on Southern Kaduna has last weekend has hit about 33, the death row rather has hit about 40, 33, right? Almost 40, and most of them have been giving mass burial, and we are worried. When do we stop having so many people die in very bizarre situations and circumstances like this?
So I watched a couple of video of the mass burial. It gave me goosebumps. They were throwing people in the grave like they were some kind of animals. It was sad.
All right. So the death toll from Saturday's bandit attack at Runji village in Zangun Kataf local government area of Kaduna State has hit or risen to 33. Now, chairman of the council, Francis Sani, made the disclosure yesterday, adding that over 40 houses were burnt by the attackers, while 7 persons sustained injuries and are presently receiving treatment at the hospital. This came as the 33 victims of the attack have been given a mass burial, just like Promise said, amidst tears by relatives and members of the community who gathered to witness the funeral service. Now, the residents called on the security agencies and the government to urgently stop the lingering insecurity in Southern Kaduna part of Kaduna State before they are completely wiped out, because it just looks like that's what would happen. Every day we keep seeing numbers. Anytime that there is chaos or unrest in Kaduna State, it had to be Southern Kaduna. It was gathered that the gunmen were said to have invaded the community around 10 p.m. when people should be sleeping on Saturday and opened fire on the villages. Most of them were asleep. Some of the victims were said to have been burnt alive as the bandits set houses ablaze. Oh my goodness. So President Atiap Community Development Association, ACDA, Samuel Ache, confirmed the incident. It was gathered that the vigilantes in the community attempted to engage the attackers, but they were subdued. The military task force was said to have subsequently intervened and repelled the bandits. State Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Samuel Aruwan, spoke on the incident just yesterday, but did not state the number of casualty or the casualty figure. Aruwan said several lives were lost and an unspecified number of houses burnt down, but he didn't state the numbers. The military has informed the Kaduna State government of an attack in Runji village, Zangun Kataf local government area of the state, in which several lives were lost on Saturday. Now, these were the words of the commissioner. He further said that the preliminary report further informed the government that the attack also left some residents injured and an unspecified number of houses burnt down in the community. According to the report, troops had a fierce encounter with the attackers and are still in the general area. While waiting for a detailed report, Governor Nasir El-Rufai, who received the preliminary report in the early hours of yesterday, has condemned the killings as unacceptable and unjustifiable. Now, in the commissioner's report, he said the governor condoled the families that their loved ones and prayed for the repose of the victims' souls. He also prayed for the speedy recovery of the injured. He said the southern Kaduna government, or the Kaduna state government rather, would update the public as soon as detailed reports were received from security agencies. You were saying something.
So can they just do more than just condemning attacks and making statements all the time? So according to Amnesty International, within the space of between March and April, not within the space of 2 months, the southern Kaduna has had more than 5 attacks. And the first attack, around about 15 people were killed. The second attack, about 10 people were killed. The third attack, about 10 students were adopted. The fourth attack, about 18 were killed. And this last attack on Saturday, about 39 people were killed. So this keeps going on and on. Like the killing spree just keeps going on.
All right, this is so sad. 29 was supposed to be that of Saturday, but right now the death toll has risen to 33. From 29 to 33 now as Saturday, and 33 of them have been given mass burial. This is according to Amnesty International, and it's very, very troubling situation. So let's also move closer to another state which has had according to Amnesty International, about 100 people so far have been killed in southern Kaduna alone within the past 4 months. This is really a very unpleasant situation. And you would recall that the situation is not different in Benue State, because Benue State has also suffered its fair share of different attacks at different occasions. Just last week, we did talk about 45 people dying in an attack in Benue State, and how that is, affecting even agricultural produce, considering that Benue State is actually the food basket of the nation. When will this end? How are we? In fact, let's see if we can take a listen to some of these conversations from the victims as these attacks happened. It's a very, 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 very sad incident. I apologize for using too many varies. Back then when I was in school, if you have to use more than one vary, my lecturer would say one vary would do. But in this case, I don't think one vary suffices. So you could use as many varies as you can to drive home your point, because it's a very unpleasant situation. So let's see if we can get a few reports, a few eyewitness reports from people who have gone through these incidents personally. So yes, okay, so this is me trying to see if I can bring you a bit of a voice notes from the incident. Take a listen, Lagos.
Kill our people, kill our husband, don't put fire anywhere. We don't know where they come from. They come kill our children with my uncle, father, my sister yesterday.
About 10:30 yesterday night, after a successful wedding of our eldest first son, the Fulani just occurred to the village and attacked us. And many souls were killed. About 30 corpses are laying down. Many are injured, are in the hospitals. And we are pleading on the solidarity of the government to come and rescue us. We knew what is happening in this land. We are living peacefully with these Fulanis. And now we became enemies to each other. We don't know what is the cost. And we are looking for the government to come. And one thing that disturbs us, we have military men around, but they can't help us. We want the government to withdraw all the checkpoints out of our tablan.
They are plenty, more than 200 people attacks. They bring guns and shooting us and burn our house.
families.
So, Lagos, you heard that from some of the victims of some of those whose families, friends, and relatives were affected by the Southern Kaduna attack over the weekend. And according to them, they think it's actually the headsmen. And he said, one of them said there are about 200 of them in number. People. So, and one would want to ask, how can a whole 200 people invade a village? Invade a community around 10 p.m. and start shooting sporadically.
You have different,
because one of the men, you heard one of the men said they should remove all the military checkpoints because they have military checkpoints at intervals. So how did these people beat these military checkpoints, go to those villages or penetrate the villages and attack them? They even overwhelmed their vigilantes and attacked them without the security having preview of it or doing anything about it. This is a very, 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 very sad incident. We move to Benue State too, where you have similar incidents, and let's take a listen to what some of the victims said. But this, I think, still has to do with Southern Kaduna. Take a listen.
Even if they come tonight after us, we are killed. There will still be some people who will talk, and there will be young who will rise again. And so we ask that the government of Kaduna State and the government of Federal Republic of Nigeria, they should do the needful. They know what they should do to stop this evil. They know it. I have said it, and let me repeat myself again. If by mistake one cow is killed by any of the community here, the number of military troops that will enter and ransack the community and look for those to arrest because one cow has been killed. And now we have 33 corpses. And a young boy of less than 5 years who has been beheaded. What has that young boy done to this?
People were killed.
We will not run away from our land.
Lagos, you heard that from a cleric, a Christian cleric, Bishop Jacob Kwashi. He is a CAN chairman, Zango Kataf local government area. And he did, you heard what he said there. I need not repeat it in my own voice. So there are also reports that even in Benue State, it's not like the military is doing them a lot of good. I don't know, but let's take a listen to what he had to say in Benue State.
Community. And what I am saying, the complaint that I have, this are the youth in this community. And what I am saying, the complaint that I have this morning, that I want the whole country to listen to, Mr. President to also listen to me, is all about peace and security of this great local government. I am from another place called Ikobi. Since the 2nd of January, we have been attacked by headsmen. Nobody from that community can reside in their place. We have been in the local government headquarters. More than how many kilometers in Ikobi, Ogba, Ologba, Ugbobi, Ijaha, Imana, Akpete. All these places that I'm mentioning for you, they are not staying in their places. Which government that will not protect its citizens? What kind of government is that? When the youth start shouting, you say they are making trouble. We are not making trouble. We have been protesting since morning. Nobody have ever raised arms or cutlass or anything. Fulani man will be riding cow with cutlasses, AK-47. Nobody will say anything. They have another immunity that they are operating, that we Nigerians, we don't understand. The government should tell us if they have more power than other citizens of this country. As you look at this community, all the people you see around here, they are not from this community, they are from the community being displaced by the herdsmen. The community called Ugbobi, under the same local government, a bidder chief was killed and the hand that controlled the bid was taken away by these same headers. And you want us to keep quiet. Which country are we? The government should tell us, where did we belong to? Are we also citizens of this country? I am asking question and I need an answer. Soldiers will be around the community, still the army, the Fulani herdsmen will be coming to behead people. What are they there for? Are they protesting us? Are they guiding the community? Or are they playing games with our lives? This is a pure video of of what is happening in Borno State. There are some persons or individuals who will be making sure that there will be no peace in this country because they are benefiting from it. They should call the GOC commandant, 72 Battalion, Nasme Barracks in the Makodi, ask them questions. The boys you posted to Apa, don't touch me. The boys you posted to Apa local government to safeguard lives and property of the citizens in Apa local government. What are they doing? We have 2 barracks in Makodi. In Benue State Headquarters, we have 72 Battalion, we have Nasme Barracks. The commandants that send these boys down there, they should ask the boys, what are you doing? What are you doing? Which job are you doing there? They are fucking our girls, fucking our...
Apologies for that. Where there's some, unfortunate words there. But that was a youth leader in Benue State lamenting their ordeal, still in the hands of armed herdsmen in Benue State. And these stories can go on and on and on. These incidents that we just trailed to you took place only this year. I mean, we're talking about between January and April, more like between January and March. This is what we're talking about. Lagos, we need you to jump in on this conversation. Let's get
That's
to take
a lot of insinuations and allegations.
It's I don't know. My heart goes out to people living in those areas. So we'd like you to jump in on the conversation while we try to connect with our guests, because this evening we have of course Ambassador Roy. Okay, let me take a deep breath before I call the name. Ambassador Dr. Oyamie Roy Ohidieve. He will be joining us on the show. Ambassador Roy is National Secretary of Retired Members of Nigerian Armed Forces, and he's also a Group CEO, August I Limited. A private security outfits. So he is a retired veteran, if I'd have to say that, or a veteran. So would like to hear from him what he makes of all of these conversations. But at the meantime, let's see if we can take a few calls whilst we try to connect with Ambassador Roy. Hello, good evening to you. Hello. All right. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening. I'm Austin by name. I'm calling from...
Austin, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for your special work. You guys are doing well.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, my question is, I don't want to set an agenda here. I just want to mind my speech. I think there is an agenda. I think so. Why is it that constantly in Benue and Southern now? Why? Why is it killing in those sides where certain people are more? I think that is my please. That is my own personality. That is my thinking, because I mean, beheading a 5-year-old boy. Why?
You heard that, right?
Then too. Yes. Then too. I think Ergo 5 came out during money issue, blaming the government, went on social media, carrying everybody as if he loved the people. Why is there some demons ruling in the affair of this nation? Go see. I don't know. Just let God just calm down. These are demons that are taking care of these people. Because kill people every day. I mean, I've really lost it as a nation. We don't value human life anymore. We don't value life.
I appreciate
we value power, authority. We value, selfishness and greed. Let me just end there. I don't want to get angry. I'm saying what is not good. Thank you very much.
I totally understand you. All right, Lagos, we are looking at a few conversations this evening. Obi didn't speak about Tinubu's dual citizenship scam. Does he also have corn in his pocket? Asked by AAC presidential candidate Omoyole Sowore. He's asking, okay, so does Peter Obi also have corn in his pocket? That's the question this evening. And then we are looking at the spate of killings in Benue and Kaduna State. I had to use killings so you understand, the rate at which this has been happening. And over the weekend, there was an attack in southern Kaduna, Runji community in Zango Kataf local government area that has had 33 people die and they've been given mass burial. This is just one of many other incidents that have happened this year in the same southern Kaduna. And in Benue State, the youths are lamenting and are crying that the same according to them, armed bandits. So you would realize that for Kaduna State, they always call them bandits. But then the Kaduna people have said, no, this is not bandits. It's actually armed headers.
Yes.
That is headers with arm that are the ones attacking their community. Why is it so? We'll have Ambassador Roy join us very shortly. But let's take a few more calls. Hello, good evening to you.
Pretty pleasure.
Hey, Mr. Darlington. You're welcome, Mr. Darlington.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How about you?
I'm okay. How was your weekend?
It wasn't weekending at all. I didn't rest.
You didn't weekend.
You didn't weekend.
You were looking for money.
Yes, sir. Did you see it on the road? Did you see it on the bus stop somewhere? Please call it for me.
After that, we talk. We talk off here. Don't worry.
Mr. Darlington, put mouth in this talk. I beg. I'm not happy this evening. Don't come and whine me, Joe.
Nobody is happy, but what can we do? Able producer.
Sir, good evening, sir.
How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. You're welcome.
Your product. You are enjoying the good times, so.
What good times, sir?
My
product is saying that she's not happy. You just heard her say that she's not happy.
Mr. Darlington, we have a guest waiting to hear from us. So put mouth in talk. Let's rest, Joe.
Don't worry yourself. We are in our today. We're precious.
Sir.
Please, what do they want to be to say? I have told you, Sowore, instead of this is presidential ambition that is not getting anywhere, let him start from somewhere. At least maybe governorship or senatorial district from his state. It will help him a lot than playing activists every time, and he's not making any headway. What concerns him with Peter Obi? What does he want him to say so that they say he's attacking Tinubu? Abi? It doesn't make sense. Precious, Southern Kaduna. Did you know the story of Zamani Lepot? As far back as Babangida era, this did not start today. That is why I've always told you that when you allow evil to fester for too long, it becomes a culture. The people of Southern Kaduna, I am asking you, what happened to Northern Kaduna? Are people not living there? Are people not living there every time Southern Kaduna? And you know very well that those places are mainly dominated by Christians. When we say it, I say you don't want religion to come inside it. You don't want religion. You don't want religion. But what is playing out? Benue is 95% Christians. What are they looking for there? Autumn told you that out of the 23 local government, 18 are occupied by foreign herdsmen. Yes. How do you define that? And the government is keeping quiet, pretending as if they don't know what is happening. Foreigners have come to take over your land. To make matters worse, the MPC chairman is telling you that they are going to count foreigners during this census. Precious. When did you hear that anywhere in the world? They are going to count foreigners during the census that is coming next month. Meanwhile, these foreigners have already taken ancestral homes of your citizens. They are living in IDP camp. How do you define that? Tomorrow, you people say, don't talk about religion, don't talk about ethnicity. But what is driving all this is it not what is driving it? How can a president wake up and say that anybody that have $200 should enter Nigeria? And with it, all of them from all over the world, they have entered Nigeria. And they didn't come here for anything good, anything genuine. Look at the results now. Why do you think they want to do this census? After these people have entered, you will count them now. After counting them, they will not tell you that they are the owner of this country. Let me see what you are going to say. Shebi Christians have slept on their rights. They are kept quiet. Why these people are surreptitiously, they are inching towards achieving their agenda. And you think it's for nothing, Abi? If Showore want to talk about P2B, let Showore tell us why Shetima and Tinubu gone underground since after the election. At least if Tinubu is not around, Shetima and Co, why is he not talking? Nobody will talk. Nobody. I keep saying it that the peaceful nature of Christians will cost them a lot. They will lose their rights in this country. If care is not, the peaceful nature of Christians, it will cost them a lot. They are losing it big time. Look at how the people are. Tomorrow they'll talk about Rwanda. Rwanda. Was it the radio station that caused a problem in Rwanda? Was it not this thing that's going on in Nigeria now? Imagine if the people were to rise up and say enough is enough. What do you think will happen? No, tell me, what do you think will happen? This provocation is more than enough to cause problem. But because Christians are peaceful in nature, is that not why they are putting their finger in their eyes and they will, don't worry, God will fight our battle. God will never fight your battle, Lou. God will never fight your battle. These people are taking advantage of so many things about Christians. The peaceful nature of the Christians is costing them a lot. And they are not even talking. Look at it. People that came from outside, they are just occupying your ancestral homes. And you are now living in IDP camp. And the government is enough is enough. We don't want, every time they make speeches, pretending as if they don't know what is happening. And because you want God to fight your battle, let God come and fight your battle. Precious. These people have actualized their agenda 70%. By next month, and before the inauguration, they will complete it. Let me now see what you are going to do. Since they said that we know, if we tell you what we know and what is going on, you will not believe it yourself. You think all this is for nothing, Abi? You think all this is for nothing? Why did the Tinubu go underground? Say he's resting. Resting for what? What did he do? Did he kill an elephant?
Mr.
He went to go and rest?
Mr. We need to jump on another call. We need to call our guest.
Please, look, it's very annoying. Very, very annoying. In your country, you are not a slave.
Thank you.
Not even
Thank you,
from
Mr. Darlington.
within your neighbor.
Thank you.
But from people outside here, outside the country, you don't know where they came from.
Thank
to
you.
take over my father's land.
Thank you so much, Mr. Darlington.
And you say you have a government. They are going to somewhere. They will reach there before all of you wake up.
Thank you,
Good
Mr.
evening.
Darlington. I appreciate you. Good evening. All right, so this is just to say that Mr. Darlington's opinion, or every caller's opinion, is solely their personal opinion, and in no way does it represent that of the station or the presenters of the station. Right. We now have Ambassador Roy join us. Ambassador Roy, good evening, and thank you so much for joining us. Are you there?
Good evening, Precious.
Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you for always obliging whenever we call.
Thank you very much. I hope my audio is fantastic.
It's good, very clear, crystal clear and good enough. So, Ambassador Roy, let's dive into this conversation. I don't know if you listened to a few of the concerns of the people from the videos that we did play initially. Some of them, concerning the southern Kaduna and Benue States attacks, and the youth in Benue State complaining that, the military doesn't seem to be doing much for them, and the elders and clerics in southern Kaduna also complaining that in spite of the plenty of military checkpoints that they have, that these attacks keep happening. The latest one, which happened on Saturday, was about, according to eyewitnesses, had about 200 people, 200 armed. According to them, we were even thinking they were bandits, but they are saying is headsmen, armed headsmen. 200 of them stormed Ruji community and killed people. 33 people have been buried in a grave, in a mass grave right now. I'd like you to tell us your thoughts and reactions on that, as a military veteran.
Okay. Thank you very much. It's a sad day. It's a sad day. And I'm happy that there are some of us that come on air and air our views, because so many times a sane government would go and decipher some of these postulations and try to see how they can gather ideas from them. Because you media guys, you do a lot to bring us on air, to package the program, to see that the right people come out to speak about it rightly, not tainted with religion, tainted with politics, or whatever kind guys to show a fake narrative. Look, we have spoken over this thing many times. You see, Kaduna and Benue. If I want to firstly look at the root causes, it will be wrong. If I want to look at perpetrators and victims, it will also be wrong. Why? Both perpetrators and victims and the root causes and our geographical space voted in a government. And that government is the one that is supposed to initiate protective measures for our territorial integrity, protective measures for our community and our community boundaries.
But Mr. Roy, do you think the government isn't doing their best? They have those protective measures. We just told you that the military is almost in checkpoints at interval in southern Kaduna. Why is this still happening? How are these men penetrating in spite of the military presence? That's a problem. Government is providing protective measures.
That is where I'm going to, because if you have a protective measure in place, then you need to make it independent. You need to make sure that the measure you put in place is ethically positioned, professionally allowed and aligned to provide what you put it there to provide. Because definitely, in the kind of democracy we run now in Nigeria and Africa and the world, every opposition party usually finds faults or creates faults for the other party. It can be PDP, LP, SDP, whatever their name is, APC. They always move from party to party also, the membership. So I don't want to go there also. There must be a judiciary that is independent to ask questions from them. There must be an upper house and lower house that can ask the chief of army staff questions, and the chief of army staff, the chief of defense staff, the chief of police must be able to intervene in any crisis independently, arrest all the perpetrators, secure the victims, and ask judicial questions. You killed somebody, it is called murder, and let that person answer for murder. If you kill somebody's cow, or you burn somebody's farm, that is destruction, economic destruction. You will pay for the cow or you will pay for the farm crops that you destroyed. But once you attack, even if the person didn't die, in law, it is called assault. It is a crime. So until people start answering for crimes, until the agencies themselves remove the cloak of religion, ethnicity, and politics, and arrest criminals from every tribe. There are criminals in the Yoruba tribe, in the Fulani tribe, in the Hausa tribe, in the Igbo tribe. Arrest them when they break the law. Make them face the criminal justice system. Answer for it. And it is not a deterrent.
So, Ambassador, are you clearly saying that the government isn't doing enough to serve, to set an example, and in order to serve as a deterrent to others not to get indulge in such criminal activities?
I want to embrace two words, and I'm trying to embrace these two words because I know that our society, our community is already malign with religion, politics, and all that. So let me embrace two words. One of the words is called distraction. Right now, our government and governance is distracted from apex to minimal. You saw protests today in Lagos. Military veterans are protesting. We cease our protest because we don't want to scatter the town. The government has not put its trust in place to answer so many salient and critical issues that should quickly close up our peace and serenity. So the government is distracted. The other word I want to use is that the agencies are compromised. They are compromised between and beyond their capacity and capability. They cannot fully...
Right, just a second. By agencies, are you saying that security agencies in particular are compromised? Is that what you're saying? You are a military...
Benue State, before this regime, in the first dispensation, there was killing in Bandit State. People were arrested. They were arraigned, media trial, handcuffed in a queue. They were walking into a court from police vehicles. And the president ordered the then chief of police, the IG, to report to Benue. He didn't go. He didn't go. Until today, those people that were arrested tell me the culpability line, the consequences for those crimes that were given to them. You know, and look at Kaduna. When the Kaduna was growing, when these guys, these Maruda, when they were taking position, what did the governor do? The governor negotiated with them and gave them money. Let me tell you, I served in Kaduna as a military personnel for 9 years. And 1990 to 1999, in one mechanized infantry division, we know the length and breadth of that Kaduna. Because even when I was in airborne school in the special forces, we were doing jungle exercises. There are police colleges in Kaduna, air force and army colleges in Kaduna. What are you telling me that the government went to meet criminals in the bush?
So, Ambassador Roy.
It was on TV, not Ambassador Roy. It's on TV. Go and Google it. So what I'm telling you is that the police themselves, they are constrained. Because when they arrest people, you see them on the street the next day. You see those same people talking with other people of government in the guise of negotiations and agreements.
So talking about the governor of Kaduna State, you know, I want to do you think the governor of Kaduna State is doing enough as the chief security officer of the state? You know, comparing the way he handled, with the enthusiasm he handled the Naira redesign policy, how they went to court, followed that issue to court. He even appeared in court, you know, with so much enthusiasm. Do you think, as the chief security officer of Kaduna State, do you think he's doing enough with the whole insecurity in southern Kaduna State, in Kaduna, rather?
Madam, it is only when you know what to do that you can be rated as doing enough. You may not know what to do, and you are trying to apply logical reasoning from advice from professionals. So definitely you will be doing the wrong tactic in the right field. Now let me tell you something. A governor of a state that first he has done all that he's supposed to do. How many times, where are his protest lines? Where is the end result? 300 people will die, 20 people will die, 50 people will die. Why can't you resign? If you have done all that you are supposed to do and it is not working, you resign. Not stay there forever. Put your documents intact and present it to the United Nations. Call the World Global Peace Foundation, World Health, Human Rights. Write your documents to them and present your resignation as a governor. And say you cannot survive a night's rest with the number of people that are dying. That is when we will know that you have done enough.
All right. It's a bizarre situation. So, Ambassador Roy, the governor of Benue State, had said last week that 18 out of the 23 local government areas in Benue State are under the siege of armed headsmen. I don't like to call them the other name people call them. So, because all we care, they are armed herdsmen. What would you like to say about that?
If I am a governor, madam, I am answerable first to my office and my state and the local government that populate my state. invariably the council, the community, and the population of Nigerian citizens that populate my state. By constitution, we know that you are restrained from a certain level of command and control superiority for our agencies. We know, but there are things that you can do. One of the things that you can do is exposing unprofessional conduct. If you say XYZ number of communities are being held to ransom by the presence of criminal elements, my question is this: as a governor, don't you have citizens of your state staying in those places? Where are the evidence that you have? Why are they not on TV? When you were showing us that your child attends public school, you put the picture, the video, you were interviewed, everybody saw evidence. When you say you built roads and flyover, you put everything on public media and you are seeing it. Now that you know that there are criminals holding Nigerians for ransom in a place where you have number one responsibility, why can't you in that light begin to populate the media with the evidence of what you have, like where they are, pictures of how many they are, and the major police and military locations that are near that place, and they are not taking responsibility? Why can't you put them at a defensive position? So the police and the military will start defending themselves. As a governor, you have the totality of control of intelligence from all the communities, farmers, hunters, all kinds of vehicle riders, Okada riders, bicycle riders. You can see and hear anything you want to at the bridge. Where are the evidence?
All right, let's let Lagos know they can chime in on this conversation. So Lagos, our phone lines are open. Let's have you jumping on the conversation. Let's get to take your thoughts and your reactions on what is happening in Southern Kaduna and Benue State. And by the way, not forgetting that considering all the topics that we've been talking about this evening, Peter Obi, Omoyele Shawore is asking if Peter Obi has corn in his pocket for not reacting on Tinubu's alleged dual citizenship. Why is he not reacting? Does he have corn in his pocket? Well, let's take your thoughts and reactions, Lagos. Hello, good evening to you. All right, I did lose that. 0700-903-903-903. You can call us on 0816-4425-875. 0816-4425-875. That's one of the numbers to reach us with. Send us a WhatsApp message or call us via WhatsApp on 0700-903-903-9. 0700-903-9039. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening, Precious.
Yes, thank you for joining us. Welcome.
My name is Emmanuel, calling from Bucknell.
Emmanuel, you're welcome. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Precious, until we start taking things the way they are and the way they're supposed to be in this country, we will not get it right. Any person that bears arms without license, without government authority, is a pure criminal, is a terrorist. Anybody that bears arms that is not authorized by government or any corporate society backed by government is a terrorist. Fulani herdsmen are terrorists and they are terrorizing Nigerians. They are terrorizing Nigerians. I will tell Benue State youth to stand up for their responsibility. They owe the responsibility to defend their life, the life of their younger ones, not to hope on our selfish government to come and save them. They can never do more than they have done. The government can never do more than they have done. They are the ones that put, guys, they have failed us in Precious. I just pray that we here in Lagos will not get the shortcut of it, because it is now happening in our food. See what happened at Ojo last month. More than 4 or 5 people were killed. We haven't heard anything concerning the matter. It will reach everybody. Prayer will never solve our problem in this country. prayer will never solve our problem. Until our government will take their responsibility, things will get right. Thank you.
Thank you for calling. You're totally entitled to your opinion, but prayer can solve our problems. Lagos phone lines are open. So you can call us on 0904 334 9259. 0904 334 9259. You can also call 0816 442 5875. 0816 442 5875. Better still, if you're watching from YouTube and you'd like to chime in on this conversation, especially if you're in the diaspora, you can call the WhatsApp line. The WhatsApp number is 0700-903-9039. That is 0700-903-9039. So we'll have quite a lot of reactions on YouTube. Let's see. But let's quickly jump on this call. We'll get back to those. Hello, good evening to you. Hello.
Good evening, precious Adamawa.
Good evening to you, Nedu. Welcome. Nedu, before I call you Buchi, welcome. Go ahead.
How are you? Where we go start? Is it by the topic on the YouTube or totally Nigeria? I don't know what Sore want from P2B. I believe he should go manage Sahara Reporter. I don't want to talk about how this thing is going up and down. P2B is not Minister of Information for Nigeria. If Tinubu have triple citizenship, it's not for P2B to make an announcement of what he don't know. Our allegation people made against Tinubu, if without verification, he don't jump in. But let me talk about Nigeria. Like what Mr. Darlington was saying, foreigners are taking over our land. Foreigners are taking over our country. And we are here fighting each other. Foreigners are milking our mineral resources. Politicians are dancing to the tune of the foreigners just to get money in their pockets. This is what we are facing today. Just like Zamfara Gold. I read in the news where I heard that the Chinese who are mining Zamfara Gold are compensating bandits for their business to be going on in that area. I just remembered of this documentary, 4 hours documentary about gold mafia that happened across Africa, South Zimbabwe, Ghana. How the foreigners are milking these resources of Africa and bribing Africa to get it. And the small things they are giving them, and they are thinking they are rich. These people are giving you just like 10%. I take percent of our resources. I want to hear that in Nigeria, like Dangote is in China, dealing or mining anything, natural resources of China or anywhere in Europe. It can never happen. It's only Africa that will give a white man, a foreigner, a license to come and mine their gold. So, this is what is bringing problem in Nigeria today. This is what is bringing killings in Nigeria today. Because now, just like we are talking, like I'm talking now, like Zamfara now, for example, when you hear that foreigners are bribing bandits to secure their territory so that they can be able to be working, you know what it means? We are in big soup. Politicians have pocketed this country in their pocket, and our problem is we African, because we don't want to stand against the politicians, because we are doing, this one is from Igbo, this one is from Yoruba, this one is from us, this one is my person. And we are suffering. Our people are suffering. Our people are suffering. I believe, okay, good evening. Have a nice evening.
Thank you so much, lady.
I believe. All right.
You believe what? You believe what? Let me let you land there. You believe what?
I believe if Nigerians should come together, forget about ethnicity, religion, and focus what we are losing, we'll be able to turn around.
All right, thank you.
Politicians are no man's friends.
Thank you so much, Nate.
All right.
Nedu. Yeah. All right, so Ambassador Roy, Nedu had made reference to foreigners invading our lands, and I recall one of our callers who called before you joined us, prior to you joining this conversation, had said that the present administration gave foreigners the leeway, the privilege to come into the country. And if you also marry this to what the governor of Benue State had said in some of his interviews, where he said that some of the people who even perpetrate this mayhem on the people of Benue State are not even Nigerians, that they don't speak any Nigerian language and are foreigners. Would you like to react to that, as it's got to do with our security?
Well, as you can see, everybody is lost of. We are all sardines. If you connect to anybody in Kaduna or Benue, you will be feeling the impact of what is happening right now. Let's talk about foreigners. Before this 2015, during that election, there were very many people making statements that if they don't win this and that. And our brothers are porous. So many people come into Nigeria on the guise of business, fishing, moving of cattle, so many things that can make Nigerian border, even from the Cameroon side, we are definitely porous. Where you will see Nigerian immigration and the custom very effective will be and must be at the airport, the seaport, and all those road access points that are obvious. There are little covert operations to truncate activities at our vulnerable points. And because of that, we went into national identification number to provide identity for Nigerians. And you know that even this election, there was news breakouts that so many people that were not Nigerians were able to acquire means without proper immigration clearance. Where are those people? And what effectiveness has been put in place to arrest them, repatriate them, or make them answer for the crime? Where are the people that were used to get access to our identity number? How many of them were made culpable and face consequences and bring it to public glare? Since the news also is at the public glare, to give authenticity and decorum to our agency and our judicial system. You see, so nobody can tell me today that the government is not aware that there are people that are not Nigerians that are in Nigeria. I don't have a problem with that. My problem is people that are not Nigerians that are in Nigeria and have become criminals. Go to South Africa, all the Nigerians that are there that are going to crime, they are in prison. Kenya, Ghana, oh no, they are gathering all the Nigerians that are in crime. They are in prison. China, Iran. So why is it that in Nigeria, the criminals that enter our country, we are giving them the radicalization process. We put them in a camp, show uniform for them, we are feeding them. And the people they display, who are now in IDP camp, are abandoned. So don't look, we have foreigners in Nigeria. We don't have problem with that. But the foreigners in Nigeria that become criminals, they should be arrested and they should be made to face the law. Because Nigerians are in other countries too, until you become criminal, because before some of those countries arrest you and put you before the law.
So talking about the radicalization, I know recently, I think of almost 190 something Boko Haram members were, I think 196 repentant, de-radicalized and reintegrated Boko Haram members were brought back into the society. Considering the fact that a few of them in the past had also gone back to their evil ways, what do you think that means to our security?
Well, reintegration is supposed to be a strategy. Why do you think people go through criminal justice system? People go through criminal justice system to either answer for a crime like sentencing to 70 years, whatever, or hanging, or electrocution, or fire and sword. People answer for a crime. Then the ones that go through the criminal justice system that come out from prison after serving a tenure, they are supposed to be ambassadors of our criminal justice system. Some of them are supposed to come back to the society, become new thieves, and imagine this capital letter hand I'm giving you, become an eye for the government. Because when they come out, a government is supposed to know that their former gangs will try to romance them back into action. So you're supposed to use them. So let's come back to the radicalization process, which is great because you see the number of people that are killed, pregnant women, a whole community, the women will be raped and slaughtered.
A 4-year-old was cut, his head was cut.
That's what I mean. Look at those kind of great activities. So when you arrest them or they repent and come back, I want to assure you that you will see among that lot some that are forced. You will see those that maybe they are cook. You will see some there that they are just go and bring food and no different responsibilities. But you will see the ones that are active in the killing. When you bring all of them together, you will need to separate them, and let them answer for crime. There is nothing like repentance. If you repent, go to heaven, either as a Muslim or as a Christian, and go and collect the judging that you were promised after you die. But you must answer for the crime. That is one thing that can only
you think that the system of giving them a repentance and radicalizing them and reintegrating them is not feasible, is not working for us?
That is an abuse of our criminal justice system. You know where they took this? They took it from the Niger Delta militants.
Yes.
So, for the Niger Delta militants, we know that there are oil villages. We know, even now that secrets have come out, we now know that there are illegal pipelines, which was shown on TV documentary. We now know that there are vessels that come to illegal betting points, low cruise and leave. We now know that there are villages that destroyed waterways and farmland. So if those kind of people are agitating, you look at the agitation, and you also deal with the criminals there. Because if you are sincerely looking at the agitations, such agitations will come down because your activity of intervention will be sincere and will carry everybody along. So if you want to transfer that to the north and say these criminal elements that have clearly said they are against Western education, and they use the same Western media to populate us with all the things they do, and they are killing children in school, children girls, they are raped continuously, they are having children for them. So many of them have imbibed the religion, the adulterated Islam, because that is not the right Islam that those people profess. Because they go into mosques and also kill people that are Muslims. So I disagree totally with the radicalization process. And I insist that the government or whoever has been handling that must be called to world order someday to answer questions.
All right, thank you so much, Ambassador Roy. Do you have a final thought? What would your parting shot be concerning this conversation? And what do you think the way forward should be for us?
I would like to leave us this night with what I call community resilience. Now, it is wrong to ask people to go and carry weapons. If you will carry weapons, it will be at the behind or behest of defending yourself. People should help communities and be resilient. How? Number one, Benue State and Kaduna State now are the highest in our agency. If you go to the police, the immigration, the military, you must see people from Kaduna State and people from Benue State. Where are the person community from those states? Where are those people that retired from the military and retired from the police, the DSS, from Benue State and Kaduna State, from general or other land corporals? Are they not ownership of their land? Are they not having ownership of that territorial integrity? Because before you left to serve the military, the police or the DSS, you represented the people's quota. So those community veterans in every agency should come together. They should come together and use the strength of their oneness to impose authority on the police and the military. Because definitely it is their juniors that are in power. They should use this for the sake of the lives of their people. And those set of people, military veterans, they have the right to carry and defend themselves. Because if I serve in the military and the army does not give me a house in a secure place, and I am not staying in an exposed and vulnerable community, I have the right to defend myself because I was trained in practical defense. So I call on all veterans, both military, police, DSS, immigration, every man that has carried arms for government and is retired and is from every community that people are dying. Return back to the community. Return to other communities the ability of life. The other communities duty of care because we use their total system to go into service.
Thank you.
And protect your people.
Thank you, Ambassador Dr. Oyemi Roy Ohidiebe. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. We do appreciate you. Thank you very much for stopping. Thank you. Thank you. Bye. All right, Lagos, let's continue to take your thoughts, your reactions on the conversation on ground. Let's get to my phone lines have been on fire. So this is a time for you to air your thoughts. I'm sure you've been eating to say something about this. So right away, let's go straight to the phone lines. Hello, good evening to you. Hello.
Good evening.
Yes.
Double P. My name is Chooks. I'm calling from UK.
Chooks, you're welcome. Go ahead. Let's hear.
So I'll start from the Sowore case. Peter Obi is a good market, so totally makes sense for anybody who wants to gain some kind of popularity and relevance to talk about Peter Obi. Down to the killings in Kaduna and in Benue. It's kind of very sad, and I feel for the families and the people out there. But there's something I need to say. You know, Nigeria, we are trying to jump the gun, and we don't tell ourselves the truth. You know, it's just like what's happening now. You can see something is black. I mean, just look at what happened. The chairman of INEC did something that was wrong. But we as Nigerians, we're supposed to call it out. The Nigerian system is supposed to call it out. They didn't call it out. The next thing, what do you have? In Adamawa State, somebody has done worse now. You can't be promoting evil in the society, then the come out. You can't plant orange tree. You can't plant a lime tree. Expect to harvest oranges. It doesn't work that way, and that's the problem we are facing in Nigeria. That killing that is happening in Benue State, in Kaduna State, it will not end. We just bust people's bubble. It will not end until Nigeria addresses the root cause. Injustice is injustice. If you do injustice to one person, it's injustice to everybody. It will only take time before it will come to you. That is the truth about life. Today is one thing is not affecting you. it will start creeping. It's like a cancer. If cancer starts affecting you, and you think that, oh, I don't really care about my food, it will come to your brain. And that's what's happening in Nigeria. That it's not today. As far back as 1966, there was a pogrom in Nigeria. We have swept it under the carpet. We've not addressed the point of, we need to go back and address it. Because what is happening in Nigeria is evil is going to strive. It's going to thrive in Nigeria, whether we like it or not. So people come back and sit down on the table and say, what have we done wrong? How can we start doing right? America today has to do that. Every country in the world that is prospering has to do that. Even the China you're talking about today, China used to have nationalist movements. They used to have two movements, but they have to come together and say, look, I have done wrong. And then you have to apologize and you have to integrate the people together. But what about in Nigeria? All this one was say it has not even started. People that in Benue, were they not the ones that were fighting or killing other people in the southeast during the civil war? Were they not the ones? But is it not because of this control? That time they thought it was the resource was oil. Now the resource is water and land. That is what people don't. The Fulanis that are talking about coming, it's water and land they are looking for. Are they not looking for green pastures for their cattle? Is it not now the same resources? That time it was the eastern region has oil and they want to run away. They want to go away with the resources. Okay, well, let's go. They galvanize them. The TV people that joined in the war, they killed people because of what? Oil. So the oil is not, now it's water and land that they are now killing them for. We never start. This one we are doing is just a joke. No, that's what I'll tell people. It's just a joke until we come back and sit down and realize that we have been wicked to people in the past. The administration has to come back and say, look, we have done wrong. Nigeria has to do a redress. You have to go back to the beginning and do a redress. If not, Precious, let me just tell you, you will come back with more gory stories. That is the truth. You will come until Nigeria goes back. We will come back with more gory stories. All those priests, I'm sorry to say, all those prayers won't work. It won't work. Just God is a God of justice, but you cannot come and be doing injustice. They now put justice. No, now the foundations don't work that way. You can't put sand on that, then you now go and start putting rock on top, and you now expect that it will stand. It won't work. So, Precious, until we do the right thing, until we start saying the truth. Imagine in Nigeria, you cannot even tell the story, the history of the Civil War in classrooms. Why? Because you know that when you start telling the story, it is a gory story. But the people that perform these things cannot even say the truth. Gowon is alive. People are alive. They cannot even come and say, in South Africa today, they have the apartheid. The whites had to come and admit they did a truth hearing. And they said, yes, we have done wrong. That is the way countries heal. If we keep on sweeping it under the carpet, all those people in Southern Kaduna, they go collect woto. The ones they will collect, it will move to Nasarawa. It will move around.
Please. Thank you. I appreciate you. Let's take another caller now, please. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Don't make this any scarier than it is already. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. All right. Hello. Good evening to you. Are you there? Hello.
Yeah. Hello. Very good evening to you.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us. Good evening. Welcome. What's your name, sir?
Yes, my name is Ikeme Funa. I'm calling from. And I appreciate you guys.
I lost you there. You're calling from where?
I'm calling from Spain.
All right, so go ahead. Ikeme Funa.
From Madrid, Spain.
Go ahead.
Yeah. You guys are doing a very great job. Like seriously, I'm proud of you guys. Let me say this. The underlying word for what is happening in total in Nigeria, the whole length of Nigeria, is impunity. When the law enforcers start enforcing the law, for people to begin to realize that nobody is above the law, that is when Nigeria will begin to get itself. Just one simple word, enough of too much English or too much whatever. Impunity. When everybody starts keeping the law, that will be the beginning of the betterment of Nigeria. Listen, like how could someone just watch, see the drama that the drama that they exhibited yesterday in Adamawa. Like someone just came and announced whatever result because they know that impunity is the order of the day. So it's the same thing playing out. Okay, now I wouldn't touch what is in what is for the judiciary already for them to solve. Fine, it's right in the ambit of the judiciary. I wouldn't talk about that. But the ANEC chairman, I think what played out yesterday is just like a reputation of what that man of yesterday, the actor of yesterday, had already seen on the 25th of February. Right, but I wouldn't touch.
Yeah, exactly. I would like you to concentrate on a line of discussion. So
no. I don't want to touch. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to touch it. Yeah, I don't want to touch it. Okay. But listen, please, enough of this grammar. That's only one word: impunity. If anybody does wrong, nail the person. Just crucify that person before the law. Okay. Now there are several examples. MC Oluomo. He did and said what he said, and nobody does anything. So tomorrow, another person would, like the election, they held the election yesterday, and yesterday and the day before. Some people still did and carried out whatever they deemed fit. Because you know what? Because they know, like, past offenders have not been crucified, so they can also do anything they want to and get away with it. So that's only one word: impunity. That is just it.
Thank you.
That is it. And you know what? Please, I want to speak to facts. I don't want to offend. I want to now listen, please. The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is responsible for listen, I'm not offending, but I'm very deliberate in what I'm saying.
So you could help us,
Okay, let me hurry up.
Exactly, so that we
can hurry up. The body language of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is very complicit. Because the body language and the silence, it speaks volume of everything that's going on. Like since the beginning of this administration till now, everything in every phase of this administration is like the worst thing Nigeria has ever experienced. From economy to just name it. Well, I rest my case here. But listen, enough of too much English. Impunity. And the impunity starts with the body language of the number one, which is the president. Thank you so very much. And I'm proud of you guys.
The government has never, President Muhammadu Buhari has never supported insecurity in any way. Every single time there is an attack, he's always condemned it. He's never been silent. He's always condemned those.
That is not true. I'm a Nigerian, and I'm a Nigerian. I just like every other person, right? And what's going on. Like, I watch the news, I read the newspapers, and I see everything. I don't need nobody to tell me. I'm not blind.
Let me let you go so this doesn't turn into an argument.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much.
All right, let me run through some messages that we have here because I have quite a lot of them on YouTube. Let me see. Charles Osebo says Shawari shouldn't be taken seriously as a failure and continuing to fail. Diamond says, for God's sake, why is this guy called Shawari attacking Mr. P2B? Last time I checked, Mr. P2B is not Shawari. Ideal Inspiration says Obi does not chase shadow. Why don't you say something about it if you are not one of those who contested the election like Obi? That's what he said. Chinedu Opara says, all right. The court will not admit that the legal team can ask for amendments. This one cannot be refuted so easily, like any other charges currently being investigated. Talking about this dual citizenship thingy. Julius Chibos is brown envelope journalist. Thank you. We appreciate you. Our fellow brown envelope brother. Black man, fine girls. Black man says, fine girl. And they look very good. All the best. Thank you so much. Drama says, I see you. For God's sake, what does Peter be? Black man says, please let Darlington speak. He's always speaking true to fact. And that's what he said. He said, Darlington rounded it up for you. Yoruba says, British government needs to change Nigerian name like Peter Obi did in Anambra. I think this same Nigeria is affecting Nigeria. For me, let them change it to heavenly country. Away. Ituma Augustine, as I said, Shawore is a political debater. He has no stand. Every 4 years, he will surface to show that he is existing, not making the positive impact. This is precious. Why do you always shut down people? I don't shut down anybody. Shawore says, okay, campaign news says Shawore envy of Peter Obi runs deep down. That's what you said. And Antonio Obiora says, Bobby Mawan says, we shall forever be grateful to you. Is that what you're trying to say? Okay, to Peter Obi he meant. Anthony Obiora says Shawore is behaving like a child, which who he is. That's what he said. Please, Precious, tell Shawore to face his case in court. Shawore's passport was seized up till now, but he never spoke about it. For Shawore don't have passport as we speak. That's what he's saying. Obo Michael says this is not the problem now. What is the problem? Sorry, apologies. I said no voice. I didn't get that. And the people are doing what INEC chairman did. And John Nko says people are talking nonsense because they want to protect their radio. Oh, wow. Really interesting. I appreciate all your thoughts and your reactions. But let me jump back on the phone lines and I'll come back to WhatsApp messages later. Hello, good evening to you.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome.
Promise, good evening.
Good evening. Welcome.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys for the work you are doing. Not an easy work.
Thank you. I appreciate you, sir.
We also understand the danger you people face. But you see, what is happening in Nigeria is heart-aching and requires that every citizen who loves this country and wants to stay peaceful in this country should cry out. Okay, first of all, on Mr. Peter, anybody, just like one of the callers said, anybody that wants his voice to be heard will just go in, dream and think of something and then put it out about Peter Obi so that his name will fly. So Peter Obi must not comment on any issue. He's focused on the case he has in court. Okay, so that's that. And then on the issue of killing in Nigeria, Precious, I think it is time that we begin to call a spade a spade. The government of the day, all right, I would say people who have been in government even from the time of Jonathan that have also extended to the time of Buhari are responsible for all this killing. Government know about it. You remember there was a time they went and disarmed all the people. I think in that Benue state or thereabouts. They disarmed all the citizens. Now they took away their arms to avoid reprisal attacks. But they did not take the arms from those who are attacking them. Any attack that happens, they will call it herders farmers clash. This is what they present to the world that make it look like it is a fight between two people. But this is wrong. It is a ethnic cleansing. There is an agenda by Fulani to Islamize Nigeria and to extend their dominion to every nook and cranny of this country. That is the plan, and they are ready to carry it out to the letter. You remember when President Buhari came on board, he said something that he will only appoint those he trusts in his government. So I ask, does it mean that there's no other person he could trust in other parts of the country? So he selected those who will continue the agenda of Fulani from where they stopped in the government of Jonathan. And that is what has been playing out. See, it is very, very terrible and condemnable that every day people are killed in their country. And the only thing Mr. President could do is to condemn it and then make statements and it will end there. Showing that he doesn't know what to do about it. He can't handle it anymore. In this case, what he should do now is to write a letter and resign. In other countries of the world, this is exactly what they do. When they meet situation that is more than them that they can't handle, they will just, or when they feel that they have disappointed the masses that voted them in. They will put up resignation letters.
So if you want the president to do that, what do you want the governors of the states to do, like in Kaduna and Bandit?
There are another problem. There are another problem because at this moment, every governor in this state, in this Nigeria, should be crying the same cry. All these people we call our statesmen, all of them should be. I mean, there is something we could do right now. This thing will turn around. But I don't know if they are afraid. They don't want to say anything so that the government will not go after them. You know, how see,
all right, I appreciate you. Okay.
Let me finally conclude. See, it is happening now in Benue and Plateau. When they are, and then Kaduna too, when they are done, they will extend their hand to other states. So if any government is saying it's not happening in my state, let them wait. It is coming. Thank you very much.
And I'd like to state categorically that there is no agenda or anything, no Fulani, nothing agenda. Please, let's stop heating of the polity. I appreciate you. All right, Lagos, we are looking at a couple of conversations this evening, as usual, on the hot topic on the evening rush. We get to bring you stories that have been trending, over time. So one of the very topical conversations we'll be having this today is concerning the dual citizenship allegation by the president, on the president-elect. And Omoyole Sowore, the AAC presidential candidate, has said that, you know what, why is P2B silent about it? So every other person has spoken about it and said that, oh, it's a crime. Oh, no, you swore an oath, or you swore before that the government, the paper.
Did everybody speak about it?
According to your form EC9, right? That you don't have dual citizenship, and now you do.
And you have no allegiance. You have not sworn any allegiance
to any other country. But right now, there is an evidence that you do, even though we cannot verify that evidence. And Sowore is saying that, why is P2B not talking? Does he also have corn in his pocket? And everyone is saying, Sowore, which one is your own with P2B now? What did
why isn't he talking about other presidential candidates, like the PDP presidential candidates is there? He never talked
and
about
not just
him.
the PDP. The other Kwankwaso is there too.
Yes, the NNPP presidential candidate.
So that's one of our conversations, Lagos. And talking about the spate of killings in Benue and Southern Kaduna. I don't want to say Kaduna State because it's mostly Southern Kaduna that has been worst hit in most of these attacks. As 3 people have been confirmed killed from an attack over the weekend, and they've all been buried in a mass grave today. So we've been looking at those conversations. Let's go back to our phone lines now that I've brought you up to speed with that, what we've been talking about. Hello, good evening, Lagos.
Yeah, Precious.
Mr. Darlington, you're welcome back. Go ahead.
Yes, the governors are paperweight when it comes to security matters. They can't even command the police commissioner in their state.
Why?
That is how it was structured. The governor cannot tell the police commissioner in his state to do anything. He must get permission from Abuja. Is that not true? So why is anybody blaming the governor? What can they do? They can't do anything. That is why nobody wants this devolution of power. Nobody wants this restructuring, where the regions can have autonomy to do certain things. They don't want that. Precious, this problem.
So, Mr. Darlington,
Yes.
if the governors cannot do anything, why are they taking security votes for the states?
That security vote is even unconstitutional. It was Obasanjo that introduced it. I expected the National Assembly to look into it. It is never there in our constitution because it's not accountable. And that's why the governors are having discussion with EFCC now over that security vote. It is not accountable. It was never in our constitution. So the question is, why that? Why did anybody introduce that? It was Obasanjo. Go and ask him why he introduced it. Even this constituency project, it was Obasanjo. When he wanted to get the support of the National Assembly for his third-term project, which failed. So we have been dealing with illegality for a long time. But Precious, this thing, remember when this Fulani herdsmen started? They said, it was because of the desert. The desert is forcing them to come down south to look for grazing this thing. Remember, that was the first propaganda they started with. Kano State now told them that, look, we have everything you need. We have land. We provide everything, school, hospital, everything. We have land. Any amount of land you want, we'll give you. Come. They turned it down. Niger State, Precious, listen very well. Niger State is the size of the entire Southwest in landmass.
Very big landmass. I am aware of that.
So, what is the population of Niger State? I am telling you authoritatively, you can create Lagos State 4 times in Niger State. With population and landmass, you can create Lagos State 4 times in Niger State. So, how many are these Fulani herdsmen and their cattle? Please answer me. Sambisa Forest is there. I have been telling Buhari, the first time this thing started in Asabaka 2016, I said, Buhari, the greatest legacy you can give your kinsmen, create this land, this open land in the Sambisa Forest that terrorists have taken. Go there, subdue that place, create a state for your Fulanis. They have more than enough land to graze their cattle. You can provide, after all, Dubai created artificial lake. Dubai doesn't have any river. They created artificial. You have everything to do that for your people. Precious, did anybody listen? With all the landmass in the north, are you not surprised? Are you not scandalized that some people are coming over here to take over your land by force? That is why I was laughing with some people here who are telling us that the Igbos want to take over their land. I said, come, who's Igbo? The people that took over your land in Kwara and Kogi, you have not talked to them. It is Igbos. Is that not the cowardice? You let the people that have already, there is not as if they are trying, they have already taken it. Instead of you to go and fight them and take over your land, you are disturbing the Igbos that they want to take over Lagos. Which Igbo is taking over Lagos? Which Igbo? So this thing is addressable. Pressure, let me tell you how US, let me tell you, maybe you don't know this history. After the slave trade that was abolished in 1801, January 1st, the transatlantic trade was abolished in 1801. The slave masters in the US, they now discovered that the blacks are becoming more in population and they are disturbing them. They are even fighting them, you know. So the party became upset that if they allow these people, they will overrun them with their population, and you know they are breeding so much. They now had a meeting in 1804, the Boston meeting, where they gathered all the slaves and asked them, come, we want to resettle you, want to give you freedom and resettle you back in Africa. Do you want to go or do you want to stay? Some people say they will stay because their forefathers have been there, they suffered, they work and all, they are not going. Some people say they are ready to go. That was how Liberia was created. The first African country to have independence in 1847. President Monroe carried out that project and they were shipped to Cibro Island there in a very desert, thick bush. They settled them there. That was how Liberia came to be. They went there. And I was telling Brady, can't you do the same thing to your people? Since they are looking for whatever, you have more than enough land everywhere in Nigeria. Resettle them so that they will be peace. They refuse. They refuse the pressures until there is war now. That is when they will now be, they will be, Christians are fighting. They will start looking for somebody to blame, precious.
Thank you, Mr.
They must look for somebody to blame for what they are doing. Look at how long this carnage has been going on. Go and read the story of Zamani Lepot in Kaduna. That man was almost sentenced to death by Babangida. When he organized his own people, because he was a military man, he took them on. And in fact, they gave them a run for their money. But because of that, I said Zamani Lepot was almost sent to death because he protected his people. I don't know why some people will come into this country and they don't want us to have peace. Pressure, they don't want us to have peace. Go and look at what has been going on since 1804 when the jihadists entered Nigeria. We have never had peace. Instead of the real Nigerians to come together and say, look, with this invading army, we no longer want you. We want to go our way. If since you don't want us to live with you in peace, we want to go. They are doing sentiment. When they look at one of us, they will not give him crowns from the table. He will sell his people. Meanwhile, they are not thinking of tomorrow. But this will have an agenda. I said, if not for the Balogus, who stopped them at Ogbomosho, they have already taken over the entire Southwest.
Thank you, Mr. Darlington. Let's jump in on another call now.
That thing has been going on. Whenever I talk to these people here, they say you are criticizing them. Instead of them to remove the log of food in their own eyes, they are looking at speck in somebody's eye. That's why I was laughing at them when they were disturbing the Igbos here. Said they want to take over their land, take over their land. Which Igbo? Are we interested in taking over anything? Are we interested in that? Want to do business, want to do our business legitimately without disturbing anybody? Instead of them to go home and sit down and ask themselves questions, they will not do that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
This didn't happen now. They will never. Precious, let me conclude. Are you aware? Let me conclude. Hold on. Are you aware that as we speak, there are a lot of people that will not know where is landing into Lagos every night? Are you aware? Trailer load, they are dropping them at the outskirts of Lagos. Are you aware of that? Do you know that? Don't worry. I've been telling them that they will not listen. These people, the fact they have gone, they are not ready to let go. They want to take full advantage of Buhari. He's the only one who is championing this, no other person.
Mr. Darlington, again, I would like to say that most you should come with verifiable claims to.
Which verifiable claim?
I appreciate
when the president is on seat and his people are killing other people and he kept quiet, which other evidence are you looking for?
Thank you, Mr. Darlington. All right, so let me go through some messages. Yusufu Usman says, why has Wadosho cannot call for debate for the killings in Nigeria? And okay, UC Wonder says, Precious, you don't suffer. I'll see how men are calling you as if you're Buhari, Yakubu, and Tinubu put together. My dear brother in the Lord, you can see what I'm going through like this. And then this message says, good evening, VOP. Governors don't have control over security agents, but when they want to use them for their own selfish reasons, the governors are in control. Governors can do a lot in terms of security in their different states. Ola sent in that message. And I'm forced to agree with you. Good evening, VOP. Excuse me, is Nigeria a nation? I asked this question because for some criminals to gang up and choose to kill innocent people, including young ones, while the leaders are silent, is uncalled for. Is governance meant only for outrageous salaries, humongous fringe benefits, and white elephant projects towards to the political office awards to the project awards to the political office holders and their elite allies? Please let Nigerian leaders for once fear God and do the right thing. I can just imagine the pain in your heart where typing that message. I can relate. And then this message says, good evening. Right. So he says, Peter Obi already has enough court cases against Tinubu, so I advise Shawari to kindly take Tinubu to court over the cut over his alleged dual citizenship and leave Peter Obi out of it, please. His Royal Highness BC Woko sent in that message from Oshodi. And the next message says, my dear, try to have try to have an interview with a real Hausa youth about the killings. My sister, you know that these things that is going on is what our politicians and top highly personnel have caused in this country called Nigeria. That's what you said. And this says, good evening, ladies. APC built his house since 2015 till now on lies, deception, tumult. The emergence of the president-elect as a presidential candidate was final nailing in the calling check their primaries for their vote buying, Agbero intimidation, formulation to take bishops, fake bishops, and INEC, police and army. You went on and on. I can't keep, and then your messages are a bit too tight together. So, like someone said, democracy died. Okay, I'll let you go. Dayo from Fagba sent in that message, and I appreciate you. Good evening, the diaspora location Dubai. I wanted to call in. You can call in, right? I'm sorry, other calls. And solution to all this is what? Nigeria is very dangerous to live in. All right, Lagos. Our phone lines are still open. We are still talking about Omoyele Showore's reaction to Tinubu's, did I say Tinubu? Yeah, so Tinubu's alleged dual citizenship and Peter Obi not reacting to it. And people are saying, is it not by force?
It's like you have fun in your pocket.
So it's now by force to now react to something now. I react, problem. I don't now react to is a problem. Phone lines are still open, by the way. Let's keep taking your thoughts and your reactions on the conversation before we move quickly to a step down segment. So the number to call is 0904 334 9253. 0904 334 9253 and 0816 442-5875. 0816-442-5875. These are the numbers to call, and our phone lines are ready and available for you. And we may just be taking a break pretty soon after a few more calls to our step down segment. But let's just take a few more calls. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello?
Yes, thank you for joining us. Welcome. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. My name is Austin, calling from Ojo again. Sorry. I think I like I like him, Mr. Darlington. So if he can, is the suggestion, I'm so sorry for telling you, is the suggestion, if you can like bring him to your studio, I think just give him kind of an historical topic that he can be able to teach, and I think I would love to be a student. I like his vast knowledge. So if you can do that, I would really appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Mr. Darlington will come to the studio. We're working on that. I appreciate you. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello?
Yes, please. Good evening and welcome.
Yeah. Precious, good evening, madam.
Yes, sir. You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, my name is Daniel. I'm calling from Stockholm.
All right, you're welcome.
Sweden.
You're welcome.
Anyway, what I want to say about this, our problem in Nigeria is Nigerians should, I know you might not like this statement, but I will say it as good as I can.
As long as it's something that will not, okay,
no.
Yeah, okay. As long as it's something that will not incite violence, that's what I wanted to say. So,
No. What I want to say is that self-defense, is it a crime?
It's not.
Yeah, that's my own contribution. And for Nigerians to defend themselves, because we have only one life. When it's gone, it's gone. Thank you very much.
Thank you for calling. I appreciate you. Thank you. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.
Hello, good evening to you.
So, Reverend.
Sir?
Good evening.
Thank you for joining us. What's your name, sir?
Engineer Felix.
All right, Engineer Felix, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Reverend, it's so sad what this nation has become of. I don't know why Nigeria keeps smiling and laughing at everything that happened to this country. Souls are dying, people are dying, children, killing children. And the governors are there, the senators are there, the House of Reps members are there, the president who is in charge of the armed forces, the Air Force, the Navy, the police, and the people are being murdered almost every day. Precious, why? These people that are dying, are they good? Precious, when these people, when Benue came out and went into the bush, kill cows, Precious, you know what happened? Didn't the military went to their state to pick them up, went to their community to pick them up? This killing, are there not military taking points? Who is sending these people that are killing innocent souls? Because it doesn't touch you today. It's not your brother, it's not your sister, you will feel less concerned. Precious, they are coming. Nigeria, these people are coming. It's the high time the whole state of Nigeria stand up for Benue people. A lot of things have gone wrong there. People have been massacred. Is this how we are going to live? Because it's not Lagos State. Lagos will keep quiet. Because it's not Anambra will keep quiet. Precious, this is too horrible, and I'm shedding tears. How these people are killing people every day. Okay, look at the people are crying over there. Say, remove the military taking point for us. Who is killing them? That 200 people will enter a community and begin to shoot. No one so that can capture 2 or 3 people. It's not enough fishing. Why can't we say the truth? And these people they are killing is a particular people that believe in particular religion. When we say it, they say don't say it. But when you see something happening, won't you say it? When we say that, say no, don't bring violence. morning, and we will now go to church, and they will not tell us, say, let nobody should react. Why they are killing you? Listen, Israelites fought. God tell Israelites, go and kill Amalekites. Fight your enemy. It's a high time that people should stand up and fight their enemy. If they don't fight, it cannot stop. If many people did not carry their own gun and knife and fight these people killing them, it cannot stop. They will keep burying. You know how long they have been burying people? They will wear black, carry coffee. Hey, the people will be laughing at them, calling them mumu, calling them useless people. The only thing that stopped this thing is for many people to carry their gun and knife and fight their enemy. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm not happy at all.
We aren't either. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, please. Thank you for joining us. If you can make it in a minute, thank you. Go ahead. Let's hear you. What's your name, sir? Where are you
Okay. Okay, my name is Ugo Chukwu.
Okay.
One of the prophecies that they gave Jesus Christ is about the Jesus to Mary, the mother of Jesus Christ, is this: that a sword will pierce your heart, and the thought of Mary will be revealed. It will be have actually pierced the heart of the politicians in Nigeria, and their thoughts has been revealed. One of the person that his thought have been is the Showre. He has no agenda, and I'm asking you to tell him to leave it to jail alone. And face what is facing every other person that is in Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
She don't have any agenda, and she don't have anything for the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right, so a few messages just before we run along. Hello, ladies. I will like to sincerely ask, does the police and DSS work for the Nigerian people or just for the ruling government? If not, isn't it their duty to investigate whatever allegations that is flying around? Secondly, Mr. Showore, INEC didn't announce His Excellency Peter Obi as president, so free and exempt. Except, of course, free and that's what you said. Except you have seen the future, which will make all Nigerians happy. Or SAS sent in this way. SAS. Uche from Olodia Papa says, good evening, precious my heart, VOP and precious my heart. I didn't get that. Precious your heart. Okay. On the issues of Guinean passports, I believe the man in question is likely to possess Gambian passport also, because if we go back to memory lane, it was alleged that Yahya Jammeh, our former Gambian president, threatened not to hand over to opposition candidates that won the election. We were told by the media that the private jet which moved the president out of Banjul after ECOWAS intervention was provided by the now president-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I believe everything about this dual passport issues is absolutely correct. That's what you said. And then this message says, it's long ago. No, you don't do this to me now. No. Good evening. The incident happened in Southern Kaduna. You went a lot. I cannot do this. That you're from fact, but don't do this to my eyes. Good evening, P and P. Please, I want to ask a question. All these people that will call and be saying Precious, why? Precious, answer me, please. Precious, are you the cause of Nigerian problem? Is it Precious? Are you the cause of Nigerian problem, my dear brother? Go ask her. I don't even know. And then Vincent Chima says, I am from one of the affected local government areas in Benue State. I heard someone talking about self-defense. In Benue, there is nothing like self-defense, because any community that fights back when the killers attack, what will happen to them? Will they be attacked? I don't know, but you didn't complete that message. I'd really love you to complete that message. So Lagos, just my last message before I move to the step down segment. So this says, good evening, Precious. The best form of defense is attack. If the people of Benue State attack back, these killings will stop. How will they attack back? Someone was about to tell us a story how attacking back would not be a thing. All right, Lagos. So let's take a little breather now and let's talk about, let's go straight to our step down segment. It's almost 27 minutes past 8 o'clock, and it's time for us to, step down the conversation a bit, away from all the troubles and all the brouhaha in Nigeria, and, to something a bit softer and calmer.
We need to soft pedal, right?
Exactly. So, borrowing a leaf from Akraf
Hakimi.
Akraf Hakimi's case, the footballer, the PSG footballer, who's always had his mom, have possession of all of his money, right? So, a lot of Nigerians have been talking, and people have been tweeting on Twitter, and people have been sharing their experiences on what they have gone through, in the hands of family members that they sent money to keep for them. No, this is not about giving our mothers money, because I'm sure that if we go back to when we were young and all the monies we gave to our mother to keep for us, we can never find those monies. But that's on a lighter note, because those monies,
they'll be like, all the food you have been eating in this house, where do you think it's coming from?
Absolutely. So especially for those Nigerians in the diaspora, I would like to ask you, have you had any situation, any disappointments following bringing money back home and for maybe a project or saving it in the hands of a family member, be it your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, blood relatives, but that didn't go well, meaning that those people did not actually save those monies or embark on the project that the money was meant to be? Have you experienced anything like that? Would like to hear from you, because a few persons shared their a few thoughts. So according to this Twitter handle, it says, I know a guy at Owerri that hustled abroad and kept sending money to his mom to keep for him. His mom, his mother, in case you don't understand mom,
like
his mother to keep for him, just like Hakimi's mother. And he now said, well, laugh out loud. And he said, brother came back and he had nothing left. What worked for Hakimi may not work for you. Just pray for wisdom in every circumstance you find yourself. And somebody else replied, it happens, but I trust my mom with my life. So a lot of people have shared their experiences. A few others also shared even more scary experiences. So this person said, my kid sister, his own very younger sister, saved all her NYC alawi with her mother for good 1 year. That is for the whole 1 year of NYC. She saved her NYC alawi with the mother. When it was time for her to collect the money, the story of how she carried my sister for 9 months began to fly. I carried you for 9 months. I gave birth to you, all the food you've been eating. So they said her sister cried and cried until she couldn't anymore. So Lagos, Nigeria, have you had incidents where you kept, on a serious note, not all those money we used to give our mother, the uncles give to us, give our mom, vote for us, but have you had any serious disappointment by giving a family member and trusting valuables in the hands of family members and it disappoints you?
We usually hear stories about people, especially people in the diaspora, how they send money to build houses for their families, to build houses for them, and they come back to nothing. They'll come back to empty land, seeing no houses. I've heard couple of those stories.
In reality?
I'm telling you, yes, in reality.
These family members are really blood relatives.
Call in and tell us. I wish some of them.
So if you're in the diaspora, have you experienced anything like that? I would really like to hear from you. If you're in the diaspora, have you experienced anything like that? You sent money back home for a project and it was never used for the purpose of which it was supposed to be used for. Or maybe you gave someone back home money to keep for you. When you come back, you use it for a certain thing and then the money went a wall. You're right, Otilo. So I'd like to hear from you. Lagos phone lines are open as usual. 081-644-25875. 081-644-25875.
So I've had quite a couple of experiences myself. I've had a friend defraud me.
Oh
yes.
Oh,
huge amounts.
Wow.
I've even had a friend stole my car.
A friend. Friend.
Someone whom I thought was a friend stole my car, and so these things happen to people, people who you think you trust, and they end up defrauding you and doing all sorts of things because of greed.
Did that affect your trust in humans generally?
Exactly, it did actually. Right now at this point, my trust issue level is like, it's so high. I rarely trust people.
All right,
but I've never had any family member do that to me.
Okay. All right, let's go back. Let's go to the phone lines and hear what Nigerians have to say. Hello, good evening to you.
Hi, Precious. Hi, Promise. Good evening.
Hi, good evening. Welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is John calling from Berlin. How are you guys doing?
John, you're welcome. So John, have you entrusted any valuable to a family member that disappointed you, either back in Nigeria or where you are in Berlin?
Yeah. Can you give me a second before I speak about my can I just use 1 minute to talk about Akim's issue? For me, I think we need to go. I've seen online and everything. For me, we need to go to the foundation of Akim and his mother, because we see, I've seen the World Cup. I see the way the mother is carrying the boy and everything. People are insulting the foundation. It shows that maybe even though this woman carried this boy from back and everything, their mentality and ours is not the same. One and two, the boy's future is the mother's happiness. So
but
even
every son's future is the mother's happiness now.
Not before Nigeria.
Why not go before Nigeria?
You can't say that. We have amazing mothers here. You cannot. Can you say
wait
that?
Now.
My child's future is my happiness. I don't know about you. Are you a different father?
That's why I said now. Before I talk about my own now, let me talk about Akim's own now. So let me just leave it at that. That we need to look at the foundation. Putting up to one or two things. So that's for Akim. Now, for my own, I have two cases where I want come up for my chest.
Bring it out. Let it out.
This issue. See, let me tell you something. If you know how heartbreaking for you to sweat and your brother will be there or your siblings will be there eating the money thinking you are plugging it in from free, it's very painful. Now my experience now goes to my own elder brother. My elder brother wants to start business. So my brother wants to start a business at Alaba International in Lagos. Then I said, okay, no problem. Say my father now called me and said, see, let's so that instead of my brother should be begging for stipend, let's give him something so that you have something on his own.
Teach him how to fish.
So we went. We got the quotation. We went to China. We meet the manager of this thing for his own because we needed him to be importing direct. Everything. We don't want him to start from the scratch. We want him to start big. Could you believe? We buy shop for him. We do everything for him. At the end of the day, my father paid the money. We didn't give him the money. My father now paid the money and everything. We now throw container for him. For container of earpiece for him. Yeah, this airpod now you're putting on your head now. That was what we imported for him. And gave him extra 3.5 million. Precious, as I talk to you now, I come back January. My brother day house. I asked my father what happened to the business. Nobody agreed to tell me. I asked my mother. They said nobody agreed to tell me. They said they don't want to tell me anything. I look and say, nobody want, because they know how I'm going to flame up now. So they know how I'm going to, because my brother chopped the money because they thought the money is coming from the fruits or from the apple. I don't know how to put the English. He ate every goddamn thing. Till today, even when I came, I saw my brother, I couldn't even talk to him because I don't want to insult him.
No shop. How about the goods? Business. Was he able to sell them at least before he had the money, or he just did away with it?
Everything was given to him. Now he was doing fine. This thing happened 2020.
So that means he was able to sell the goods, but it's just that he just spent the money.
What don't keep up?
See, as a man, if they give you something to start up, now you know how you will take. If you want to grow, you grow. If you want to remain calm, but we started big. You know what is it to start big for him? We started big. I came back last year. This year. I came back this year, January this year, and nothing to show for it. In the space of 2 years, for such amount, more than 5 million naira. That is one. Now the second one now I'm talking about now is my own parents. Which I can attribute to Akim's. If I want to give somebody my money, it's my dad. My dad is my trusted companion. My own, not my mother. For me, it's my dad.
Why
if
not
my dad
your
said
mother?
It's
The way you just said it's not your mother. Why not your mother?
Maybe he has his reasons.
See,
just asked.
It's true. It has. Me growing up, my father was more like I'm close to my own father. So my father is the knew when I was growing up, if he says he's going to do this, he's going to do it. And every time I've been with him, he has always kept his words. So my father is the one I can really want. Yeah, because he takes principle and discipline. And besides, we were even doing a project as of recently, and I sent him the money, and he even said I should. When I came back, he said, "Let's go to the village and see what we are, the project that we are doing." So he's even one pushing me. Let's go and see. I mean, maybe they said, "No, I don't want to go east. Me, they no kidnap me." You see the difference. What I'm trying to say. So that's my own experience for me. So I don't come out from my chest. Bye bye.
Okay,
Thank you so much. All right, this message by Kene Ezeike says, my sister handles all projects back home. No issues. Don't you have an amazing sister? You
That's
sure
a
do.
good one.
All right, let's take this other call. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening, my sister.
Thank you, my brother. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Ike calling from Lagos.
Ike, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Thank you. This your program, pressure, supposed to be on you people. Precious handling pressure. Because of the so-called Kenyatta footballer, you see, my own experience, I'm the second child of my parents. Then when Cameroon, and my parents were doing well. And the immediate junior brother of my father is the one they trusted. And every money they are sending to him. Especially when they started a building project. And my father and my mother especially, they trusted this uncle of mine. But what happened? After many years, when they now came back, they just discovered that all the things this guy said, my uncle said he has been doing, the money they are sending was just lies. Nothing was done. So, in fact, up to today, this same man, even the small room house he built, because my father wanted to, in fact, according to my father, he wanted to be the best house in the village. But when he came back, he just saw a small 4 rooms and parlor house. To make matter was this uncle of mine is still living in that house.
Oh my.
You understand? So that is my experience. And up to today, many people have been disappointed. I don't blame people who don't want to send money to anyone. But pressure, please. In your earlier program, I've been trying to connect you. I failed. But concerning this Benue issue, I want to say something. I saw the governor of Benue said, are you still with me now?
If you can help me hurry up with it, don't waste time. You know we're done with it.
Yes, I will not waste time. I will rush it. I saw the Benue governor moving to London with Wike and others before the presidential election. Then why not the same Benue governor? Now that his people are being killed, and then if there is any agenda to wipe his people, is it not still better for this man to call those governors to go even abroad and cry? Let the whole world know that they want to finish his people.
So you're saying he's not doing enough, right?
Let him go also to London and all those and begin to cry. Let the whole world know that Benue people are being cleansed. They are about to finish Benue people. But it will not stop with Benue people. The people that have talked before Mr. Daliti, at times, I see him as a prophet. You see, this thing it will touch everywhere. Nigeria doesn't want to change. But it's the high time our leaders, our state governors, everybody, let people come together.
I appreciate
and find
you.
a way.
You know we're done with this conversation already. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
God bless.
God bless you too. Thank you. All right, Lagos. In our step down conversation this evening, we're asking the question: have you ever sent money or entrusted valuables, as something that you value a lot, in the hands of any family member that disappointed you? Or did it go well? We really would love to, in the wake of Hakimi's story, footballer Hakimi's story, we'd like to hear if you have a mom, a dad, a sister, a friend that is as good and as prudent with cash and trusted as Hakimi's mom. That's the question. So a couple of messages and calls are still coming in. 0816 442 5875. 0816-442-5875. You can actually call the WhatsApp line if you're watching from the diaspora and you'd like to chime in on this conversation. It is 0700-903-9039. That's the WhatsApp line. 0700-903-9039. All right. A few more calls. Hello. Good evening to you. Hello. All right, we lost that. So this message says, Ekene Ezike says, since your trust level is so low, promise, do you trust Precious? Hey, I'm not going to say anything. Hello, good evening to you.
Good evening, ma.
Thank you. Welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Lagos, Ekoto precisely.
What's your name, sir?
My name is Oliver.
Your name is what?
Oliver.
Oliver, you're welcome. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Somebody defrauded me.
Eh?
Seems like he's really angry.
Somebody defrauded. Is he a family member or a friend?
A friend, very close friend. I eat with this guy.
Was it a huge amount?
Yes.
Welcome to my
close
world.
To $1 million. Just close to 2 million naira. Just close to 2 million naira.
So you gave him the money, or you borrowed him, or you dashed, or how did it happen?
Maybe
the issue is that on this issue of Japa. So, but the way I wanted to handle it, if I do so, I will consume people in their side. But I want to go through legal means so that it will not affect the family.
How long ago did this happen? It looks like it's
so
still
what
fresh,
is the
because
person?
you can feel
was the person remorseful? What is the person saying?
The person, what it reflected was that he told me that he too want to travel, that he has somebody in South Africa, and that person also was planning to travel out, as in the person want to leave South Africa entirely. So that he himself is willing to go out. So let me bring money so that the person will be preparing documents for me and him. At the end, he said that he's not going anywhere, that it is for me and that guy that will go. The story just ended like that. So what I want to do now is...
Okay, so what you want to do is what?
What I want to do now is that I want to pick him because I have traveled down my village. They have done everything. They have seen that my heart is clear. My hand is clear.
By everything, what do you mean? You went through traditional suits finding.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
So the fact that though they know that I'm not the kind of person that talks without doing anything, that is what I am noted for. So after doing everything, they discovered that these people just duped me. So they said that if I should go the way I want to go, maybe not only that the boy will go down, but some members of his family will follow him. But I shouldn't go that way. I should return myself and go to police. Then whereby police could not act, I should come down and do whatever I want to do. That's what I'm saying now.
So I ask her, how long did this happen? Because you sound still very aggrieved.
Just November last year.
Oh wow, still fresh.
Just November last year.
So the person is the person still in communication with you, or the person that just cut you?
No, he blocked me. But the guy at South Africa blocked me also.
I think they're in connivance, right?
Send the message, the message could not deliver. Up to this moment.
Maybe they are working together.
They are working together. We have called a meeting for this issue. The two people who called told this guy that he should make sure that he give me that money.
So what is the guy's family saying? Do you know his family? Do you know any member of his family?
The issue is that I've not reached his family, and I don't want to reach to his family. If I reach to his family, the family will know what I'm up to.
Okay.
So if he cannot convey the message to his family, I have to do otherwise.
But since you can't reach them, what is police really going to do anyway? Since one of them is even in South Africa.
Are you even sure the person is in South
Since
Africa?
one of them is in South Africa, you may not be able to reach them. What do you think police will really do for you?
I don't understand it now.
Since one of them is in South Africa,
they've
or you
blocked
think
you
one of them
already.
is in South Africa and they blocked you already, what do you
Yes.
think the police would do for you? Or what would you
Do
want
you think
police
the
to do for you?
police will be able to reach them?
What I want is my money. As it is now, what I want is my money.
Please take it easy.
If I didn't get this money, I'm trying to get a legal means. I'm trying now to get a legal, as in get to police, go to police and get him arrested. That's my step now.
I understand how you feel. I can see how, fresh this still is for you.
So
Apologies.
next
Sorry
time,
about your
if you
experience.
want to do any jackpot thing, you can do it yourself. You don't have to give anybody any money to do it for you. You can process all of these things yourself. It's online. Don't bother giving anybody your money, because a lot of these jackpot stories, people defraud people at the end of the day.
Thank you so much
Sorry
for calling.
about that.
And we appreciate you for sharing your story with us. Thank you so much. We're wishing you all the best. We do hope that he gives you back your money and in good time. Thank you. Oh wow. Okay, so it was supposed to be a cruise conversation, and we now, have very serious issues that we're dealing with here. So Lagos, let's hear from you. Those in the diaspora, those in the abroad, have you entrusted cash, to anyone in Nigeria that disappointed you? A family member, very, very importantly, would like to hear from you. Hello, good evening to you. Hello. Oh no, help me turn on the volume of your radio set. Hello.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening. Help me turn it off, the volume of your radio set, please. Thank you. Hello.
My name is Emmanuel.
I'm sorry, I will not be able to take your call. If you call me, please ensure that you turn off totally the volume of your radio set so that we can have a clean and clear conversation. So if you're in the diaspora, you can call 0700-903-9039. That's a WhatsApp line, 0700-903-9039. Have you given something, or have you sent money, especially to people in Nigeria, that didn't end up using it for what they were supposed to use it for? Or probably the money just got leg and jackpot. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Yes, good evening. Welcome.
Good evening, Precious.
Thank you. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
My name is Emmanuel.
Emmanuel from where?
From Bucknell.
You're welcome. Go ahead, Emmanuel.
Precious, you see, if you want to do any business in my family and you attack my father, know that your money will not be complete. Not to talk about the interest in the business.
Are you serious?
My father will eat you like a dupe, he will dupe you. But doing business with my mother is very, very transparent, straightforward.
Are you serious? Thank you.
If you invest like 500,000 with my mother to do any business, normally I do obono business with my mother. Obono business, that one they used to cook soup.
We know.
When she buys it, after everything, maybe if it's 500,000 is the gain, or you divide it into three. She will take one. I will take she will take 2% of the money, then I will take one. Because she's the one suffering and doing everything because of like to preserve everything. She will take two, then I will
Like
take one.
Obono storage,
but if
right?
you try that with my father, na story they just give you front and back till you forget the money.
All right, thank you so much for sharing your story. Your father shouldn't hear this. It's not a good thing to hear. Thank you so much. All right, so this message says, good evening, Precious and Promise. As regards the caller who talked about his sad jackpot story, please, people should please learn to always do things like traveling abroad themselves and not fall victim to fraudsters. I totally agree with you. Promise already advised.
Or something.
Promise already advised us same way. Good evening, Precious and our host. It's painful what's happening. Okay, well, let me go back to my call. Hello, good evening to you. Yes, good evening. Yes, thank you. Welcome.
I had this experience, though it wasn't directly to me. Okay. When you are doing manual jobs, when you are sister, when you are boys. I happened to work with one this building engineer. So the owner of the house had been staying in London, and he had been giving money to one of the brothers that he should, do the project for him here. So starting from the foundation, when the brother got the money, we just go to somewhere and snap where they are doing the foundation and send to the brother. The brother, we are happy that, was very happy that the project is going on, all to the extent of the, roofing the building. So when the man came back later during December of that year, he came back with the girlfriend, then he wanted to get married to, and he was so happy that he come. But when he came, and the only luck he had that they have already gotten the land. It was empty plot. I was part of it. I was there when it was happening. So it happens. That just.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Brother said it happens. It really, really, really does happen. All right. So my phone lines are still open. I am still open to taking at least one or two more calls before I jackpot along. Right. These stories that we've been sharing, I bet, I never imagined that would have this much stories. This says, evening, please. You could have asked what man that wants to jackpot did. What that man that wants to jackpot did, those people called his friends process any documents for him. I don't understand. He says, above all, what his motive of going to SE? I really pity him. He's going to SE now. People want to jackpot now. You know what happens in Nigeria? Everybody wants to jackpot. I just want to believe that that's the truth. Anyway, that's actually the situation. All right. A few more messages here, but let's see. Hello. Good evening. Hello.
Hello, Precious.
Yes, please. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go
ahead, please. If you can make this in 30 seconds.
Okay, please. I just want to tell the people, especially the people outside there, because the way it goes there, they should use their mom to register all their properties. Because what young ladies are doing to men. One of my clients was crying. You see a man sharing tears. You see a man sharing tears. Tears of what his wife, wife, did to him. So they should use their mom now or any other thing, any other person to keep all their properties. Because what the girls do over there, once they get married to you, 3 months later or 1 year later, they have one child for you, they will divorce you and take care of.
But I hope you do know that this is. I hope you do know that what you're doing is stereotyping, because you cannot tell me it's every single woman that gets married to a man abroad that does this to the man. It's not true. Now. There are still those who are building their homes with their men. You know that, right? Hold
on. If your wife is okay and good, if you use your mom and keep the money, she won't complain. You are not hurting her. You do not hurt her by using your mom to keep your properties.
So what if your wife uses her mother or her father to keep her properties? How would you feel?
She can, yes, she can.
Because most men also frown at that. That's why will I be your husband and we're together and you're saving money with your family name? Some men also frown at that. For all I care, both the man and the woman should work hard. So what is
the essence of marriage when you don't trust each other? What's the point?
When you have 70% of people.
But do you know there are still men who do this to women? There are still men. Hold on. There are still men. There are still men whom their wives will be the ones there. These women come here to marry them, and they go back there. They dump these women and marry another person. Do you know that there are stories of the other way around too? This happens in different ways. It's not only women doing men. You know that, right?
Precious, yes. It happens different ways.
Okay.
But the women aspect of this particular one now is more than the men.
Which particular one?
I appreciate you. Thank you. Let me let you run. Thank you so much. Let me let you run.
The women aspects.
Is it the women aspect? It's okay. No wahala. All right. So Yoruba says, the only person I can trust in my life is my wife. May God bless all the good women. It's just like this one is saying, I don't trust wife. You see, this person is saying is his wife. You see. Ice Prudence says, who is this person? I'm not going to say what you said there. And okay. So this message says, please, Precious and Promise, read my message. I always list from the start, but can't write at that time because I'm still working. And when I get to the phone, you're already on the next episode. I cannot read this message because your message doesn't even have paragraph.
Okay.
It's so plenty. Okay, let me read it. If I will make you happy today. In my mother Christmas heart. Very quickly, it says, good evening, Precious and our host. It's painful what is happening in northern region. It's still the story of lemonade. The indoor slave has the master whip and can use it on the outdoor slaves to get the fruits and vegetables in the outdoor slave garden. You see the thing you want me to be reading. I know that nothing will happen because the master is on our side, on their side, and the master knows he can't punish the indoor slave because the indoor slave is a watchman and spies for him to keep the outdoor slave punished, and he's indoor working and going for their good. For the family one, it's only long story. I have agreed that if you live abroad, you win some and you lose some. All right. I hope I've made you happy. Trust I've made your day. Hello, good evening. My advice to all the diaspora is to try to have a bank account transaction directly in Nigeria. The era of giving people money to keep is over. Thanks. Technology sent in that message. Your name, Sef Kukuma, show the thing. Technology. All right, Lagos. That's the size of our package this evening. Remember, we'll do this Monday to Friday at 6:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. Monday, Thursdays and Fridays, and Wednesdays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. We are running out of time. Promise your final thought and your socials.
Nothing beats peace of mind. You know, why would you want to make a living out of watching? You're moving and you're watching your back. You wouldn't know what will happen to you. Why would you want to defraud people? Why would you want to keep people in the space of depression, knowing fully well that some people might be suicidal because of your action? How would you sleep at night? NNEFAB, like Fabulous, on Twitter and Instagram.
And I'm Precious Enyi on Instagram. I am at Precious Enyi Official. Enyi is spelled ENYI. So Precious